Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the cryptocurrency market today as Bitcoin is going sideways. We are seeing altcoins like Cardano with over 18% gains in the last 24 hours. And then we look at Ethereum potentially on the verge of a breakout, approaching the apex of this triangle, holding the 1760 support level. I want to talk about if we'll see the $2,000 Ethereum here soon, or if we're going to see a breakdown in the overall market, and that all has to do with what Bitcoin is doing. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Abeidi. If you appreciate this content, remember to like this video. We have a lot to look at today, and we're going to start this macro view of Bitcoin. I've got this channel drawn out, and you can see here, just like we predicted, we are seeing Bitcoin go sideways in between the $50,000 and $58,350 level. And at this point, when we look at the 6-hour chart for Bitcoin, we are barely maintaining this 50-period moving average here on the 6-hour, and we are below the weekly open. So we have to keep that in mind right now with Bitcoin's price. Realize that if we still continue to go sideways, I am expecting more altcoins to see momentum, and for Bitcoin to continue to stall out. You can see we're also above the 100 period and 200 period moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is a very positive thing. We are riding right below the 50 period moving average on the 4-hour. I'd like to get above this sooner or later in order for us to determine whether or not we'll see some more momentum for Bitcoin to the upside. And of course, as you guys know, in order for us to confirm any more bullish momentum for the Bitcoin price in the short term, what we're going to want to see is price action head towards the $58,350 level. And as soon as we're able to get above $58,350, we have the weekly open sitting at $59,000. If we close any hourly or 4-hour candles above the weekly open at $59,000 US, I have a high belief we will see continued highs for Bitcoin's price towards the top of this channel. Now, if this does not happen and we continue to stay below 58,350, the major support at this point is going to be the previous weekly open at 50,959. Realize that on the 4-hour chart, when we pull up the Ichimoku cloud, this is going to give us a very good reading on whether or not Bitcoin is going to go to the upside or downside in the next couple of hours into the next couple of days. And you can see we are currently inside of the cloud. There's nothing wrong with that, but if we start coming below this Ichimoku cloud, and that is showing confluence with the 100 period moving average on the 4-hour chart. So if we come below the 100 period moving average and close any hourly or 4-hour candles below this level, that is when I would be more cautious about Bitcoin's price, because at that point we do have a lot of confluence and support here around the $50,000 level, and I believe this is going to be a very nice long opportunity for Bitcoin with a very tight stop loss at $49,700. Of course, if that $49,700 level breaks, that is when I would be more concerned about Bitcoin's price. But if we come down, bounce at this level, continue to consolidate inside of this channel, I believe a lot of altcoins are going to see momentum in that time period. Now, if we start to see a breakdown scenario that could affect altcoins, I don't believe that altcoins will be affected by Bitcoin unless we get below 49,700, in which at that point I believe that could affect altcoins to the downside. And then at that point we have the monthly open and the $44,800 level as a major support that I believe would be a very good long opportunity for Bitcoin, with a very tight stop loss just below 44,800, which we know is a very key level, as this was the initial all-time high that was set in January. And so understand with Bitcoin right now, we are going sideways just as expected. What we want to watch is the Ichimoku cloud to see whether or not we're going to see strength back to the top of this Ichimoku cloud, or if we start to trend inside and below, that could show weakness in Bitcoin's price. We've yet to see institutional type buy volume here since we've formed this new all-time high, and so I do want to see more volume with Bitcoin if we want to assume continued upside to new all-time highs. But let's look at Ethereum, because this is a very interesting chart right now. You can see here we do have this potential triangle that dates back all the way to when Ethereum was under $1,000 US. You can see we had support here, we had resistance, we had support, and now you can see here we did see a lot of vibration in this support range when we saw the initial decline in February, but now that we are back inside of this channel, we do have this triangle forming, and I do want to monitor this because we know altcoins are doing very well right now, and when we look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, we are above the previous weekly open right now, and we are also above the monthly and weekly open, so that is a very positive thing. Now, the one concern I have about the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, once again, as I've talked to you guys about, is this 50-period moving average on the daily chart violently turning down towards the 100 and 200 period moving average, and we are below the 200 and 100 period moving average when it comes to price action, with a potential head and shoulder pattern forming. I don't believe the head and shoulder pattern is going to play out. I am very I'm very loose when it comes to the head and shoulder patterns. I don't like them as much. They're very subjective, and realize that for me, I look at very key support and resistance levels to understand future direction of price. And so far, since we are above the monthly and weekly open here, I do have a potential scenario where Ethereum to Bitcoin continues to stay inside of this range, but at any point, if we start to cross above this 100-day moving average, this retest could be the confirmation of a potential run to the upside. Of course, we know there's major resistance in this area, but if we cross above this 200-day moving average, I expect the Ethereum to Bitcoin price to form higher highs beyond this initial breakout that we saw here in early March, and that would bring the Ethereum to Bitcoin price towards the 50-day moving average, which wouldn't be an issue to break if we have already broken the 200 and 100 period moving average. And at that point, I think that there's a good chance Ethereum could break out of this triangle to revisit 2,000 US dollars. And if we get to that point, once again, we have this major resistance at 1981. I think that we could join the party early on this breakout. As soon as this triangle breaks out and we see a retest and an hourly candle or a 4-hour candle close above this, I think joining the party early would be a smart idea, because at that point, that 1980 is so close to 2000, which is a big even, that there's a high chance we see a breakout to the upside if that were to play out. I think a big thing to watch here for the Ethereum price is going to be the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, of course. Now, we know we are still below the weekly open on the Ethereum to US dollar price, so we want to keep that in mind. The first confirmation is going to be to get above this weekly open. Now, if we start to break down, let's say that there is that breakdown scenario that plays out with Bitcoin that affects altcoins, realize that we do have a lot of confluence on the 4-hour here with the 100 and 200 period moving average with the support level. If this support level breaks, then I would be very cautious about Ethereum's price. Hourly and 4-hour candles below the support level could take Ethereum down to 1440 and the monthly open, but that is going to have to do with what Bitcoin does, of course, and the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, because even if Bitcoin starts to come down, we could see less weakness with Ethereum if the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is strong enough, and that could lead to us forming a higher low and not come to retest the monthly open, because we do have that 1440 is the previous all-time high that we typically don't want to come and retest if we want to assume continued bullish momentum. And so this confluence at the support level is a big deal, and we are starting to approach the apex of this triangle. And so at any point in time, we want to monitor the Ethereum price. If we start coming above the weekly open, that's the first confirmation. Hourly candles above this level, and then hourly candles above the structural resistance, that all will allow us to most likely head towards 2,000 plus US dollars for the Ethereum price. Now, 1760 is a major support that has yet to break on the 4-hour chart. If any 4-hour candles close below 1760, that is a red flag. I want to keep that out there. And then also, lastly, remember, this support level for Ethereum is a very vibrational zone. And a vibrational zone is where when price reaches this level, it starts to find a lot of volatility. And so we'll have to keep that in mind as well. If we start to retest the support level, just because we come down below it, just like we did here, doesn't mean it's a breakdown. And so I think any sort of breakdown confirmation for Ethereum is really going to come below 1760, but the monthly open, once again, is going to be the best opportunity for long, in my opinion, if we get to that level and we start to see downside momentum. But I don't know if that's going to happen. We're starting to see altcoins pop, like I mentioned earlier in this video, like Cardano, over 18% gains already. And for those in our Discord, we're trading all of these altcoins, as you guys know, whether it's DeFi, whether it's legacy coins, we're trading them all. like Neo USDT, I sent this trade out here yesterday at 4:58 p.m. has already hit all targets. I'll talk about exactly why we took this trade. You can see Cardano had already broken out before Neo had broken out, and so there was very similar market structure here. We had a beautiful triangle forming. For those that got this signal, I sent this out here exactly at 4:58 p.m. right when we started to come to test the resistance area here. I knew that we were going to join the party early. We saw Cardano break out, and of course, as soon as this broke out from our entry at 41.015, we saw over 10% gains in less than 24 hours. Congratulations to those in our Discord group. If you're not in our group, the links are in the description below. And with that being said, I do want to cover what's happening with others' dominance, because this is extremely important. You can see here, we're coming back up to test this resistance level exactly as predicted. And if this resistance breaks, we could see a massive rally for altcoins, because realize this resistance level dates back to the 2017 cycle, and we've never broken this resistance level. And right now we have a very nice thesis for altcoins with DeFi and all of the liquidity and capital locked up in Ethereum contracts, Binance Smart Chain. Of course, we have Cardano starting to move forward with their projects. Just so many things with altcoins that could lead to this breaking out, and that would be a huge deal. With Bitcoin dominance, you can see here we are getting hints of some downside below the monthly and weekly open, and so I still expect altcoins to see strength and for Bitcoin dominance to maintain or see a decline over the next few days into the next few weeks. Now, this is extremely important. The DXY, we are under a potential reversal. Remember, we have this 20-week moving average that we've already come above and closed a weekly candle above. Unlike the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, we tried to get above the 20-week moving average, but we're now below it, finding resistance. That's why I told you guys that 100 and 200 period moving average is key here for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, because it's showing confluence with the 20-week moving average. Now realize that with the DXY, it's the opposite of what's happening to Ethereum. We are seeing strength here. This is the US dollar. This is extremely important to watch, because if we start to trend up, you can see we are breaking through this major structural resistance at 91.92 right now as we speak. If this starts to continue up, then this could have already have formed its higher low to continue further up to retest the 200-day moving average. Any close above the 200-day moving average on an hourly or 4-hour basis for the DXY, in my opinion, will confirm that this is a reversal. And if that is the case, then the S&P 500 will most likely see a higher high form at this level and start a potential consolidation, which could affect Bitcoin's price. You can see here, just like Bitcoin, we came up to form a higher high, but we've yet to see continued momentum to the upside. Tons of sell pressure here, and you can see, even though we saw all of this buy pressure, more sell pressure is coming in now. We want to watch the S&P 500 and the DXY. If the DXY continues to trend up, we could see this curve right back down, and that would put the DXY higher, and that could also affect Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is closely correlated with the S&P 500. So we do want to watch this. Currently, if we would come to the micro, when we look at the S&P 500, of course, I don't like covering this too much. Of course, we're so focused on Bitcoin as that's the top performing asset, but with the weekly open, we are below this right now on the 4-hour. If we continue to close hourly and 4-hour below this weekly open, then this monthly open comes into the equation for the S&P 500. So we do want to monitor that. There wasn't much happening with metals and traditional markets with Shanghai and Hong Kong, so I'm not going to go into international markets, but I do want you guys to watch the S&P 500 and the DXY, because I believe that is key here. If the S&P 500 ends up forming a higher high and comes down, that could really affect the cryptocurrency market. We look at the total cryptocurrency market cap chart. You can see we are below the weekly open, just like the S&P 500 right now. Very similar market structure to the S&P 500. If this starts to continue trending down, we have this 50-day moving average, of course, the monthly open and the previous weekly open, right around that $1.4 trillion level for the total cryptocurrency market cap to continue. But if we see price action back above the weekly open that we're so far rejecting, that could be the first confirmation that this will continue to the upside. And so very important time in the markets right now. We have to watch what's happening here to the Bitcoin price. And more importantly, I think Ethereum is a very interesting chart right now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to price action as we approach this apex. But just remember, 1760 is that key level right now, and 1980 is that key level. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do want to give away one of my favorite books on value investing, actually, Principles by Ray Dalio. I caught you guys off guard with this one. If you want to win this book, just comment below and share this video, and I will pick one of you guys to win Principles by Ray Dalio, one of my favorite books on investing. I'll actually pick a winner for our book giveaway yesterday, and then we'll wrap up this video. Let's see. Mo Jataba says, you confused me, bro. Your last video, you said your target was 49. Now you're saying Bitcoin going up to 57. Realize this, on every single video, it's important to watch every day because the markets are constantly moving. And the best advice I can give you if you're new to this market is you have to be nimble, which means you have to be easily adaptable and be able to change your perspective as fast as the market is able to change its price. And so with our analysis, I'm always giving you guys the key levels, and you guys do whatever you want with the key levels that I give you. And whether you want a short or long, that's up to you. I'm always going to be the umpire and give you an unbiased opinion. And for those in our Discord group, I'll let you know what I'm personally trading and what direction I'm trading things in. But when it comes to your personal trading portfolio, you have to make those decisions for yourself. And I love empowering you guys with my charts, with my analysis, because I've seen that help so many people, and I'm appreciative of each and every one of you guys. I couldn't do this without you. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, snipers out.